especially in regional Australia. To encourage backpackers to stay in jobs longer, particularly regional jobs, the terms of the working holiday visa will change this coming weekend, allowing backpackers to stay twice as long with the same employer. But not everyone is happy to lay out the red carpet. It seems some residents near popular backpacker haunts can't wait to see the back of them. Ros Charles reports.
It's the end of a long flight from the UK, and Nicola Mason and Lee Batty are relieved to have reached their destination.
Hello, how are you doing?
Nice to meet you.
I'm Bryce, g'day. Welcome. How you feeling?
Tired.
They're here for a year-long working holiday, and at least the first contact is a friendly face. Bryce Youngman, who works for a Sydney company that arranges transfers, accommodation and helps backpackers to find work.
Fruit picking is a very popular way for backpackers to kind of work their way around, earn a bit of cash.
Are there a lot of spiders?
I'll do absolutely anything, I don't care.
Labouring, bar, yeah, basically anything, isn't it?
Yeah.
Anything we can get our hands on.
The bridge runs north-south, so it joins north and south together. The Opera House is always on the south, so you got...
Last year, over 500,000 backpackers visited Australia. They spent $2.3 billion and stayed over 30 million nights, so they're vital in economic terms.
They're a huge money spinner for some and a nightmare for others.
Okay guys, you're going out to 415 on the report.
While Nicola Mason and Lee Batty check into a Sydney hostel, it's not always so orderly and structured. Elsewhere, the backpacker boom has exposed some major shortfalls with the way Australia is dealing with the influx.
Welcome to Australia.
There's drunkenness, there's urination in the streets, there's dumping of cars and rubbish, general amenity problems. And these residents feel very confronted by the levels of abuse and antisocial behaviour that they're receiving from backpackers.
When I see backpackers walking along Bondi Beach, I just think, you're not welcome here. You're upsetting all the residents.
On average, backpackers spend twice as much as other international tourists while they're here. But it's not just the money that's important, it's the jobs they fill around the country that make them an important resource.
We have a labour crisis in the tourism industry, particularly in regional and remote Australia, and backpackers are a vital part of solving that crisis.
As head of the Australian Tourism Export Council, it's Matthew Hengety's job to keep backpackers coming to Australia.
We need them. Without them, a lot of those businesses will fail.
It's day 5 of Nicola Mason and Lee Batty's Australian adventure, and they're visiting a backpacker job centre.
Hiya.
Hi, how are you? How can I help you today?
We're just looking for jobs.
From hospitality to labouring, with so many jobs on offer, the couple are confident they'll find work soon.
Vodafone.
Everyone said it'd be easy, but I didn't think it would be this easy.
Yeah.
Casual worker.
For now, they want to stay in the city, but if they chose to travel further afield, they'll find a warm welcome from country employers.
We had locals working for us, and then they sent some backpackers over, and we found that they stayed a lot longer. So we just set up a little working farm hostel, and it's worked out pretty good.
Michael Irano has been employing backpackers on his farm in Leeton in country New South Wales for the last 15 years. He currently has 11 staying with him. 2 work on his property, the others have jobs at nearby farms.
It's always a struggle getting people to stay to work on farms, because it's not really people's cup of tea to work on farms, and backpackers think of it more of an adventure, an extra dollar to travel.
I'm from Germany, near Leipzig. I love the country. I started my trip here. It's in the middle of nowhere, but we have a lot of fun here.
The backpackers in Leeton all have working holiday visas, which only allow them to work with the same employer for 3 months. But from next weekend, backpackers will be allowed to stay twice as long in the same job. It's a move designed to encourage them to spend more time working in regional Australia.
It'll be a good benefit where we can have backpackers staying longer to get crops off, get jobs done.
The backpackers who live and work here in Leeton are often welcomed with open arms by the locals. They're a vital source of labour, and the money they spend goes into local pockets. But it's not always the same story in Australia's cities. In parts of Sydney, for example, many residents say the noise and the nuisance caused by backpackers means they can't wait to see the back of their international neighbours.
Welcome everyone. My name's Dr. Fiona Allen, and I'm one of the team of researchers based at the Centre for Cultural Research at the University of Western Sydney.
Dr. Fiona Allen has been commissioned by 5 beachside councils in Sydney to research the impact backpackers have on residential areas.
I was incredibly shocked by the level of anger and hostility that these residents felt towards backpackers, and obviously there is a major issue that needs to be solved there. Good.
Yes. Dr. Allen has been holding regular meetings with locals to canvass opinion.
This large numbers of people are stamping out the local residents. They're forcing them out, destroying their quality of life.
They've kicked down our security door. We have to pay for that to get fixed. And they dump all their garbage.
The main problem is that backpackers are living in shared accommodation, they're living in shared houses, shared apartments. Often you'll find that there will be 12 backpackers living in a 2-bedroom apartment, even more.
I bought into Bondi Beach because I wanted to live here, I wanted the lifestyle. And instead, I lie awake all night listening to the screams and shouts and music from my neighbours and people walking past and breaking beer bottles.
So you moved into your unit here in February this year. When did you realise you had a problem?
The night I moved in.
To her dismay, Marilyn Flax discovered that several units in her and the neighbouring block were rented out to backpackers.
And I look out at all these people running up and down Bondi Beach and swimming, and I look at them so enviously and I think, you don't live in Bondi. You come down to Bondi because you've had a good night's sleep. And all the residents of Bondi Beach are just absolutely exhausted.
The problems of ad hoc accommodation and rowdy backpacker enclaves are being assessed by a tourism industry task force. Now a year into its inquiry, patience is wearing thin.
But where you have up to a dozen backpackers in one unit and up to 70% of a unit block taken up by backpackers, you're going to have problems in terms of safety and in terms of residential amenity. We raised this issue exactly a year ago and little has been done.
After just 2 weeks in Australia, Nicola Mason and Lee Batty haven't encountered hostilities between some backpackers and local residents. For now, their efforts are going into the search for work, and already it's paying off. Lee Batty has just finished 4 days' work moving furniture, and Nicola Mason is waiting to hear if she's landed a 3-month sales contract.
We're not going to cause trouble, we're still like working. All we're doing is just treat it as a long holiday.
Ross Charles with that report. And now John Clark, Brian Dorr and a parent-teacher night for Kevin Andrews' high school project